The News 4 Rundown starts now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Rundown. I'm Jim Manley. It's Wednesday, July 8th, and here's a look at some of the stories we're following for you tonight. Coming up, the George Washington Parkway is a federal road, but now state and local police will be roaming up and down it. We'll tell you why. You'll see more officers on that road. Plus, while many teenagers are spending their summer break on vacation, one group is learning what it's like to fight fires. We're taking you inside the program, training D.C.'s future firefighters. But we begin tonight with a story you will only see here on NBC4. Testimony in a murder trial last month revealed the D.C. Police Department did not preserve evidence in the case as required by law. Michael Wells was accused of killing Makia Mosby on Thanksgiving Day back in 2005, but the case ended in a mistrial. During the trial, the jury heard testimony that 911 calls, photographs, and other evidence were either lost or destroyed, which is a violation of a law the D.C. Council passed the year before. Paul Wagner has our story tonight.
When first responders arrived at 1201 Valley Avenue Southeast on Thanksgiving Day 2005, they found 23-year-old Makia Mosby shot in the head and her apartment on fire. D.C. police began an investigation, but it took 19 years before Michael Wells was charged with the crime. As the trial got underway, defense attorneys informed the jury that crucial evidence in the case had been lost. In a motion to dismiss the case, the defense attorneys wrote, "The loss of evidence has critically prejudiced Mr. Wells' ability to present an effective defense," further writing, "The evidentiary record of the initial years of this investigation is nearly non-existent, an outcome that should have been avoided with the passage of the Millicent-Allewalt Act in 2004.
And what it did was it extended the retention schedule for homicide files and also evidence, mandating that we maintain custody of this stuff, all of it, not just the investigative files, not just the photographs, evidence, everything, for a minimum of 65 years.
But as Michael Wells' defense attorneys told the jury and was spelled out in a filing, because there are more than 100 plus photos missing, there are no photographs of several areas of the bedroom, including the locations where evidence was purportedly collected. The filing goes on to say the 911 recordings were never preserved. Jim Trainum, now retired, was a D.C. police cold case detective who learned in the early 2000s that critical evidence was missing in an untold number of homicide cases and alerted then D.C. Council member Kathy Patterson, who got the law passed. He says the department was not abiding by the law while he was still on the force.
The law passed in 2004, and the department didn't issue any kind of general order or special order about the retention schedule until 2006.
When the jury began its deliberations in late June here at D.C. Superior Court, it had been given an instruction by the judge on the missing evidence. But by July 2nd, the jury told the court it had reached an impasse and could not reach a verdict, and a mistrial was declared. Jim Trainum says it's a very good law.
We have lost cases, and we're going to continue to lose cases if we don't, follow this procedure.
The defense attorneys representing Michael Wells did not respond to a request for comment. The D.C. Police Department and the U.S. Attorney's Office both declined to comment. In the district, Paul Wagner, News 4.
The Millicent-Allewalt Act is named after a young woman who was raped and murdered in the district back in the 70s. Key evidence in that case was lost or destroyed. We've got some breaking news out of Baltimore County tonight. At least 30 people are injured after a bus crashed into the side of this building here. Check it out. It happened within the last hour near a strip mall on Reisterstown Road in Pikesville. This video from our sister station in Baltimore shows just how chaotic this scene is right now. You can see several emergency vehicles in the area. You can also see a handful of other vehicles that have been badly damaged. No word on if those vehicles are connected to the bus crash. Those injured are being treated in a nearby parking lot. At least one person is in critical condition. We're working to learn more about this crash, and we'll have much more on News 4 at 11 tonight. Here are some other stories we're following for you tonight. A trial date is now set for the man accused of planting pipe bombs outside the Republican and Democratic National Committee headquarters in D.C. ahead of the January 6th insurrectionist attack on the U.S. Capitol. Brian Cole is set to stand trial in federal court in February, facing terrorism and explosive-related charges. His attorney says there have been no plea discussions and plans to challenge key evidence, including Cole's statements to investigators after the arrest. 3 people charged with destruction of public property at the Reflecting Pool appeared in D.C. court today. Police officers say that officers saw them removing paint that was already peeling from the bottom of the pool. All of the charges are misdemeanors. None of the defendants is charged with vandalism. Today, a 3-judge panel denied the Kennedy Center board's request for temporarily restoring the president's name while it appeals a lower court ruling that found the renaming was illegal. The board argued removing Trump's name could hurt fundraising, but the judges ruled there wasn't enough evidence to support that claim. Trump's name was removed from the building back in June. Montgomery County is launching an online portal for residents to report ICE activity on county-owned property. County officials say the portal is not meant to provide real-time alerts or trigger an immediate response. Instead, they say it's designed to collect information that can help identify patterns regarding where and how ICE is operating. We have several different police agencies in our region, of course, but local and state police are now able to enforce traffic laws on a very busy piece of federal land. A new law just went into effect along the George Washington Parkway in Northern Virginia. News 4 transportation reporter Adam Tuss explains what it means for you.
Local police like Fairfax County Police and state police like Virginia State Police.
Okay, now we just passed Memorial Bridge and speeds are 100.
Now have been granted the ability to patrol and enforce traffic laws like writing speeding tickets along the extremely busy GW Parkway in Northern Virginia. Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger signed a bill that made this all possible effective July 1st. And for everyday drivers on the road like Nishantha, he sees this as a positive. Do you think people go too fast on the road?
Yes, too fast. People is speeding, I know. It's like crazy.
Yeah, well, look, just because local and state police can now be out here patrolling the GW Parkway doesn't necessarily mean that they will be. Everything we're hearing from local and state police is that they have yet to be asked to come out here and patrol the Parkway. Well, Virginia State Police tell us when staffing and operational priorities are aligned to do so, we will direct patrols to the GW Parkway. At this time, the National Park Service has not requested Virginia State Police assistance on the GW Parkway, and we're not actively patrolling it. Fairfax County Police tell us as we prepare for implementation, the department is working through necessary policy updates, training, operational guidance, and internal approvals to ensure a coordinated transition. And here's something else to consider. This new legislation also allows local police to request and possibly install speed cameras along the parkway. Virginia Democratic Congressman Don Beyer has been pushing for photo enforcement along the road for some time and continues to.
I still do think so, yeah. I don't know what the speed limit is on the north side. On the south side, the average speed is almost 60 miles per hour, despite a 40 mile per hour. We think it's all the people from Maryland.
Right now, speed cameras are only allowed to be used in Virginia in school and work zones. It's not clear when or how those devices would be set up here along the parkway. On the GW Parkway, Adam Tuss, News 4.
Now, the parkway runs for more than 25 miles from Turkey Run Park in McLean all the way down to Mount Vernon. A new traffic safety campaign in Maryland is turning heads with billboards designed to make drivers do a double take. Check it out. State leaders say the goal is to help reduce speeding and prevent deadly crashes. At first glance, the sign appears to be dropping the F-bomb, but a closer look reveals the message, slow the fast down. Officials hope the campaign will encourage drivers to slow down.
We wanted a message that would actually get people's attention. We wanted a message that would cut through the noise. We wanted a message that people would understand and see and then get their eyes back on the road. But most of all, we wanted a message aimed at people who continue to speed and drive aggressively.
Last year, 485 people were killed on Maryland roads, and nearly 1/3 of fatal crashes involve speed. Drivers can also expect to see increased police patrols targeting speeding and aggressive driving. State officials say traffic deaths have declined for 2 straight years now, but they're hoping this campaign helps save even more lives. When we come back tonight on the Rundown, a murky situation at Meridian Hill Park. Just weeks ago, we were celebrating water once again flowing in the fountain, but tonight that water has turned brown. We'll tell you why. Plus, lifeguards from across the DMV testing their skills down in Rehoboth Beach. We've got a look at the regional competition with a lot at stake. But first, let's check in with Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Doug Kammerer. Doug?
And we saw a great day out there on our Wednesday. Not much in the way of shower activity and a little bit of sunshine, but the showers and actually thunderstorms, they're going to return tomorrow, and some of them could be severe. I'm going to take you hour by hour and show you what to expect coming up.
Just a month after the iconic cascading fountain at D.C.'s Malcolm X Park was reopened, the water is no longer flowing clearly. News 4's Juliana Valencia has more from the National Park Service tonight on the murky situation going on at Meridian Hill Park.
Brown water in the fountains at Meridian Hill Park, it's just temporary.
The result after turning on the water lines of these 2 fountains, according to the National Park Service. The change in color, a concerning surprise to people at first.
It doesn't look amazing, but, you know, fountains are probably hard to run, so.
Thought maybe they just needed to clean it out because I've seen a lot of dogs enjoying it and people doing laundry and random things like that occasionally. But no, now I found out the truth, which is that it's actually just like the rust deposits, and it's going to actually be addressed today.
The National Park Service sent us a statement that says, in part, the brown water is sediment as a result of the reopening of 2 water lines that had been out of service for some time. We expect the water to once again run clean in the next 24 to 36 hours. We're seeing this morning vacuuming up the brown sediment from the floors of the fountains. Welcome news for the many people who have been enjoying the park since the fountains reopened in May.
I'm obsessed with the fountain. It feels like Paris. I think before this space was really dead and no one was using it, and now it's become like a really essential third space in this neighborhood.
Actually from Italy, and sometimes I look around and I'm like, am I in Florence at the Giardini Boboli or am I in DC? It's just very elegant and beautiful, and it feels very safe now.
At Meridian Hill Park, Juliana Valencia, News 4.
The extreme heat we've experienced may be behind a massive fish kill in the Potomac River. The Maryland Department of Environment made the discovery last Friday and said it appears to have subsided since then. Thousands of dead fish were discovered on a 14-mile stretch of the river between White's Ferry and Violet's Lock. Now, the department tells us the 94-degree water temperature along the low river flow for some time this year likely caused the fish to die. They say this does not appear to be connected to the Potomac Interceptor spill earlier this year because that happened well downstream. Most of us see lifeguards watching the water from their chairs, but today in Rehoboth Beach, more than 300 of them showed us what it takes to earn that seat. From relay sprints to landline rescues, lifeguards from several states, including Maryland, Virginia, and D.C., competed to show their skills. It was all part of the United States Life Saving Association Mid-Atlantic Regional Championships. Grace Eckerly was there for it all.
It looks like a fun competition. But today's events are designed to prepare lifeguards for real emergencies.
Every event that you see here, the run, the swim, the sprint, could one day end up saving someone's life.
According to the United States Life Saving Association, over 300 lifeguards from New York to Virginia are competing in the 2026 Mid-Atlantic Regional Championship. The captain of the Rehoboth Beach Patrol says there's a lot of excitement from the Sussex County lifeguards.
All the beaches, Rehoboth, Dewey, Bethany, state parks, it's all of us here competing against each other here, but knowing we're going to come together during the Nationals, it's going to be awesome.
Competitors took part in a 2-kilometer beach run. Beach relays, landline rescues, and several other events throughout the day. And for those watching, the competition offered a new appreciation for the job.
I mean, you cannot deny the physicality of these people. I think we don't realize until we come to something like this. These are true athletes.
Today, they're racing each other, but tomorrow, they're racing to save you.
According to the United States Life-Saving Association, the top finishers will advance to next month's national championships, where Sussex County will look to defend its back-to-back national titles.
All right, Doug joins me now. Cloud cover keeping things a bit cooler, but it made a difference.
It made a big difference. I mean, high temperatures today only in the low 80s for most of us, 84 in the city, and we didn't deal with the rain.
Yeah,
that's good news out there, too, because
good.
we've had a lot of rain in parts of the area over the last couple of days. Last 2 days, we've had flood watches in effect, but not today. Mix of sun and clouds out there right now. A gorgeous evening, 83 degrees. A little bit of a heat index, though. Still feels like 87. That dew point still around 70, and it's been above that at times today. So, yeah, we're still humid, but it's not terrible. 81 in Gaithersburg right now, 83 Manassas, 79 back towards Martinsburg, and 84 in Culpeper. Nothing as far as rain is concerned anywhere around our region until you get way to the west. Back here towards parts of West Virginia, parts of Western Maryland as well. And that's really about it. We have a boundary that's located just to our south, and that's keeping us on the dry side. I'll show you that boundary in a second. You can see the clouds and the showers more down to our south and west, and that's going to continue here. More storms back towards the west and towards areas between St. Louis and Cincinnati. This is what's actually coming our way. Now, I mentioned a boundary. Look at this storm. Really cool looking storm on the visible satellite. Look at that spin right there off the coast. That actually brought through a little backdoor cold front across our region. That's what allowed us to have slightly cooler air during the day today. You probably noticed that. And notice this too. No showers to the north of that front. They're all to the south of that front. This will wash out, however, and give us a chance of storms tomorrow. But not tonight. Tonight's no problem at all. We see some clouds overnight, but watch what happens by tomorrow morning. Here we are at 8 o'clock. We still have cloud cover across the region, but starting off dry. During the noon hour, though, we start to see the showers and thunderstorms back to the west. Watch how they come in during the afternoon. Here's now 4 o'clock, starting to see those storms move in through the I-95 corridor right around the evening rush. Could be a mess of things, and by 8 o'clock, pushing through. But once again, good chance for some severe weather tomorrow. Storm Prediction Center actually has us in a what's called a slight risk for severe weather, but this actually tells me we got a pretty good chance of storms area-wide tomorrow. So we'll continue to watch that as we make our way through the afternoon. Going for a high temperature tomorrow of around 83 degrees, 84 degrees, actually going 86 tomorrow with that chance of storms, most likely during that evening rush. So watch out there, but nice early in the day. As we make our way through the next few days, 89 on Friday, 84 on Saturday, a couple of chances of showers and storms here, but not a washout either day. Sunday looking great right now, and look at next week. The heat, well, it tries to build back in as we get back into the mid-90s in the middle of next week, but not too bad and nothing like what we saw last week.
Doug, thank you. It is summertime, and for many teens, that means family vacations, summer camp, or a summer job. But News 4's Mark Seagraves caught up with a group of teenagers who are spending the summer break learning about what it takes to become firefighters. It's a story you'll only see on NBC4.
It was a busy morning here at the DC Fire Academy, with new recruits and cadets suiting up and learning how to go into a burning building. At the same time, another group of young people were also learning the skills needed to be a firefighter. About 24 DC youth between 16 and 20 years old taking part in the DC Fire Action Program. It's part summer camp, part summer job, entirely focused on introducing young people to careers with the DC Fire Department. Alicia Grover is going through the program for her second year. Her sights set on becoming a firefighter one day. I asked her why.
The adrenaline rush that it gives you, and I like working with others.
As for what her friends think about her spending her summers with the fire department,
They think I'm crazy. It's 100 and something degrees. You know, you choose to be here, so it's a choice. And that's what I want to do.
today the group was going through personal training and exercise regimens. They spent yesterday on the DC fireboats learning about water rescues.
Push still, let's go.
Sergeant Shalonda Smith has been a DC firefighter for 20 years and started when she was Grover's age.
Big push. It's a starting point for them to kind of get an idea of what firefighters do on a day-to-day basis. So if they are thinking about coming into the career of being a firefighter, this is definitely a great starting point. They get to see how we work out, how we use tools and appliances, what they're used for, and just our day-to-day life.
Both women know firefighting has traditionally been a male-dominated career.
She really is passionate about being a firefighter, and she can do it. You know, I started young, and it's something that can be done if you put your mind to it and put your all into it.
I like doing a male job, so it's mainly male predominant. So we don't have that many women on the job, so we need people to join and help.
For Grover, she tells me she's learning new lessons every day.
You got to push yourself to do something that you want to do. This is a career. It's people. You got people's lives that are on the line, so you got to save them.
In the district, Mark Seagraves, News 4.
Good for them. The program is part of the Marion Barry Summer Youth Employment Program, and they're not only getting hands-on experience, they're also earning money while they do it. Still ahead tonight on the News 4 Rundown. We'll be right back. The nominations are in for television's biggest night of the year. Nominees for the 78th Annual Primetime Emmy Awards were announced this morning. NBC's Mark Barger highlights some of the key nominees.
And so it begins. The HBO Max hospital drama The Pit scored big at this morning's Emmy nominations with 25, including Best Drama and Best Actor for Noah Wyle, awards that were among the 5 it won last year.
Good morning, Carol.
Apple TV's Pluribus is among the Pit's rivals for Best Drama, with Ray Seahorn in the chase for Best Actress.
The world outside is no longer survivable.
Paradise is another Best Drama contender, with Sterling K. Brown up for Best Actor.
The Pentagon is drawing up battle plans for a war with Great Britain.
The Best Drama field also includes The Diplomat, as well as 4 other series: The Gilded Age, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Slow Horses, and Your Friends and Neighbors.
I have been told that I cannot so much as perform one single joke.
But Jean Smart could make it 5 wins for Best Actress in a Comedy for Hacks. Her show earned 24 nominations overall, including Best Comedy. Its competition includes another past winner, The Bear.
And it started with calls.
The horror comedy Widow's Bay is one of 2 newcomers up for Best Comedy, along with Margot's Got Money Troubles. Abbott Elementary is also looking to break through with a Best Comedy win, along with Nobody Wants This, Only Murders in the Building, and Shrinking.
Incredibly proud.
Stephen Colbert could add to his Emmy collection. The Late Show's final season is up for Best Variety Series against The Daily Show, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, and Saturday Night Live. The awards will be handed out Monday, September 14th on NBC, with Mariska Hargitay serving as host. Mark Barger, NBC Entertainment.
And that'll be a first. Go, The Pit, and Shrinking too. Also among the Emmy nominees, Peacock's The Traitors is up for Best Reality or Reality Competition Series, and its host Alan Cummings is also nominated, as is Love Island host Ariana Madix. Now, some TV stars with ties to Maryland are also picking up nominations. Mark already mentioned Stephen Colbert's nomination. Colbert was born in D.C., lived in Bethesda as a child, along with Charleston, South Carolina. Oscar Isaac is nominated for leading actor in a limited series or TV movie. He starred in Netflix's Beef. Isaac spent part of his childhood in Baltimore. Abbott Elementary's Janelle James is looking for a win in the supporting actress category in a comedy series. James has previously spoken about living in Maryland during her high school years. And Frederick County, Maryland's Sean Hattasey has picked up a supporting role in a drama series for his role in The Pit. Hattasey went to Newmarket Middle School and Lingamore High School. Congrats to all our local nominees. That's going to do it for the News 4 Rundown on this Wednesday night. Be sure to join us right back here for News 4 at 11. For now, I'm Jim Adley. Have a great night, everybody.